Hey, my lovelies, welcome back to Quarantine and Chill on the Beautifully Built podcast and YouTube and Instagram and all the places. I'm Melissa Impact. If we've never had the privilege of chatting before, hey, nice to meet you. So excited that you came for a little battery recharge, a little high vibe energy that I hope I can send to you through this video. So I'm just hanging out. I think this is like week 2 of quarantine for me. So it has provided so many interesting lessons, and I've been doing so much awesome observation and having really great conversations with people, especially on Instagram. I love my Instagram family so much. So I really wanted to come share some of the things that I've been talking about and some of the questions that have been asked and just some of the things that I've been doing for myself to stay sane during this crazy time, because I am not finding it easy whatsoever. I typically do work from home, so I'm used to being home a lot, but like not being able to go to the gym or the yoga studio or do some of the normal routines that I have outside of my house, definitely pretty damn crazy. So if you are watching on YouTube or Instagram, you see that I have this nice little nook that I made for myself. I took a corner of the condo that I just moved into and I made like a really sacred, special place for myself. So it's really comfortable. I've got a nice rug, I've got some nice fluffy pillows, some candles, a big mirror, lights. It's just like such a nice ambiance. And this is something that I totally recommend. No matter where you live, how can you find a little space? All you need is something to just be able to set up comfortable, some pillows, a couple blankets, a couple candles, maybe some pictures. I always keep a picture of myself as a little girl. Right here, I have one of my favorite pictures of myself as a little girl, just so free-spirited. Like, oh, so free-spirited, no worries in the world, no doubt, no fear, no comparisonitis, none of that, you know? So it's just this little sacred space for myself. So I really suggest, since you have the time right now, what can you take from around your house? Gather stuff from around your house and create a sacred little area. It just feels so nice. And then you start, if we're looking at it from like the brain point of view, because I love the brain, but if we're looking at it from like a habitual routine, right? This is where I come to center myself and ground myself. So I've been doing it so frequently that it becomes a part of me. So now when I come and I sit here, I automatically feel grounded and centered because I've literally trained my body that right here is where I ground and center myself. Does that make sense? So really important during these times that we are grounding and centering ourselves, because you can spiral off into a lot of different thoughts here that aren't going to help build you up or get you through this any stronger. Some of the great conversations that I've been having recently, the one that I had this morning that like totally inspired me to have this conversation today was my friend Haley, and she was talking about how the hell to handle the frustrated feelings around A, maybe spending too much time with somebody, B, maybe being super frustrated with like the people who are out and about who aren't actually taking this seriously, who are only helping the virus spread. So this idea of frustrated energy is really draining. So maybe you're like with your significant other, and maybe even it's your own kids, you're just like in this place of frustration. I wanted to chat about that because it's not a very fun place to be. Like no one really loves being in a place of frustrated energy. So I wanted to share a little bit about like how I would go about that, because yesterday I was pretty frustrated. I took a little drive. Wasn't planning on getting out of my car at all. Just wanted to take a little drive to get out of the house and just see the ocean. So I took a little drive and I was feeling a little frustrated because down at Sunset Cliffs, it looks like a normal sunset night. Like there were so many people out. All of the parking lots are completely blocked off, but there are so many people out. So I was definitely feeling a little frustrated too, because that's not what's going to help end this pandemic, right? It's not going to help bring the curve down, right? Having people around is just going to help spread it. There's more room for for the virus to keep moving. So it is really easy to get in this place of frustration. So now what do we do when we're in a place of frustration? Step 1 is to catch yourself, to realize, to call yourself out and say, shit, I'm really frustrated. My energy is really frustrated right now. And then remind yourself that it's a choice. right? This energy. I love talking about energy. That's why I call myself a vibrational life coach, because I love teaching people about their energy and how you can be in charge of your own vibration. So frustration is a very low vibe and it doesn't feel good. We don't want to, like, we're not naturally wanting to hang out at this low vibe place. Like me right here as a little girl, I was never low vibe. I always stayed in a high vibe place. Kids are always like really high vibe. And then when they are frustrated, they cry it out, they have a little temper tantrum, and then they go back to being high vibe and happy, right? We run through our emotions so naturally when we're a kid. But then we grow up and we start adulting and we get tangled in our emotions. So frustration is literally a ball of energy and emotion inside of you that you're getting tangled in with your own thoughts, which is causing you to stay there longer instead of 90 seconds. 90 seconds, a minute and a half is what it takes for an emotion to run its cycle. So emotions are natural. You're going to get emotions. We're human beings. They can run through you in 90 seconds, or you could get so entangled in them that you're feeling frustrated for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy to start thinking about these different layers of us as human beings, but I think it's really freaking important. That's why I'm so passionate about teaching it. That's why I love coaching. That's why I love just like diving into this stuff with people, because it seriously is a choice when you start learning how to be the one more in control of your thoughts, right? If you're on autopilot and your thoughts are running you, your subconscious programming is running you, then who knows what direction you're going to go in, right? When you start intentionally running your thoughts, shifting your thoughts, taking control of where your thoughts are rooted, when you can pay attention to that and intentionally choose the thoughts that you want to be thinking, then your life can go in the direction of these higher vibes where you're attracting more. Trying to keep this super simple and like digestible, but it's a large concept, you know? So just trying to break it down. But anyway, so this idea of frustration, this ball of energy that you are labeling as frustrated, right? We can shift it to something else, right? We can shift it out of frustration and into something that's going to serve us more. So right now, I was catching myself last night. Hold on, I need a sip of water. I need some water. I was catching myself yesterday, very much so in this frustrated energy, seeing like all of these people out and about, like pretending that it's just a normal Saturday afternoon. I was feeling really frustrated. So this is the important part. What I'm doing here is I'm digging deep into like, why are you feeling this way, right? Melissa, why are you feeling this way? Like, I got to catch myself. So this is what I did. Process that I walked myself through. Why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling frustrated? What is triggering this frustrated energy? What's triggering this frustrated feeling? And I think that what was triggering it is the fact that a lot of people are kind of in their own autopilot worlds where they don't necessarily think that they're going to be affected, right? And reality is this is a virus that is treating everybody equally. Doesn't really matter how old you are. Doesn't really matter what your race is, what your religion is, what your sexual orientation is, what your occupation is, what your bank account looks like. No, this virus is treating everyone equally. So this is bringing us back to the reality that we are all one. There's no different levels. There's no different, like tax brackets, right? We are all one as human beings, bringing it back to just the fact that we are all human beings. It's really important for people to pay attention to this, but they're not necessarily. So for me, that's what's causing the frustrated energy. So now I've recognized that. Then I can have a little bit more conversation with myself about, is it worth to hold on to this frustrated energy around that? Or is it better and more serving for me to shift out of it, and say, okay, well, there's that people. All I can do is take care of my energy, be responsible for my decisions, being responsible for my health, right? Being kind of selfish in this situation, because if I stay in a place of frustration, it's only bringing my vibe down. And what happens when your vibe is down? That's what you radiate, right? Our energy flows before language, before speech, before anything. Our energy vibrates out into the field, out into the universe. This is science, right? Our energy vibrates. So if I'm in a frustrated place because I'm spending too much time consuming my thoughts about what other people are doing, I'm not helping the conscious energy because I'm low vibe in frustration. So it's just, in the long run, not going to help me because I don't even want to feel frustrated. It's crazy how we can allow ourselves to feel some way that we don't even want to feel in the first place. So I would be allowing myself to stay frustrated, which is not going to help me, and it's not going to help the consciousness. So why the fuck am I doing it? Right? So that's kind of how I walk myself through digging deeper into the layers of like, why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? Is this way even serving me? Showing myself that most of the time it's not, so shift out of it. So what else can I be thinking about? What book can I pick up? What affirmation can I read to myself? What podcast can I listen to? What person can I FaceTime that's going to help raise my vibe? Beautiful, beautiful practice to start implementing into your life. So getting a little bit more comfortable with listening to yourself, with listening to your own thoughts, with sifting through the thoughts a little bit and making sure that you're intentionally choosing thoughts that are only going to help raise your energy, which then only helps raise the energy of legit everything in the universe. Right. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. If you're still listening to this video, thank you so much. This is such a passion of mine to teach this stuff and help it like really sink in so it absorbs for people. I will always remind anyone who watches my videos or follows me along with my life journey on Instagram that this stuff that I share can be really inspiring and it can be really motivating, and hopefully my energy raises your vibe. But this is the thing, is I can only share that. You're the one that actually has to take the action and implement this stuff into your life. You know, so you don't want quick hits of inspiration, right? You want it to actually sink in and become a part of you. You want transformational change. And that's really my intention, is to help provide transformational change. So moral of the story is I can come here and teach and help you, but you got to be the one to actually implement this stuff, actually take this stuff seriously. One of the things that I always recommend is just coming back to one of these videos, even if you've watched it before. Come back and press play when you're feeling yourself in a funk. So that way my energy can be contagious and help you bring up your energy. So come be in my vibe, be in my world when you're feeling the low vibes coming on really strong. Right? If we're not connected on Instagram already, please come hang out with me. I'm always on story. I love Instagram story. My Instagram is _healthy_attitude. I also have been spending a lot more time on Facebook, trying to spend the good vibes. So if you want to hang out on Facebook, my name is Melissa Impett. MELISSA IMPETT. I love you guys so much. I hope that like that kind of pulled at your heartstrings today, so you can think about what your energy's been like throughout this. It is an incredibly frustrating time, you know? So this is a good time to really be paying attention to this stuff and giving it a try in your own life. I love you so much. Mwah! I'll chat with you in the next video.